Good evening. I have the pleasure of welcoming you to the first public event of Concerned Black Men of Nacogdoches. Tonight's program is not about who we are, but it is a reflection of our future and our commitment to making a difference in the lives of children in Nacogdoches. Our mission is caring for our youth, all youth. We believe to build a better community, we must change the lives of our youth, and we must empower our community. Our event tonight is one of many to come. One of the greatest gifts to a child is a gift of love, an often forgotten gift to young boys. Tonight, we ask that you support us in increasing our opportunity to give gifts to all children by making 3 contributions. The first, by learning about our organization and spreading the word. The second one, by thinking about how you might get involved. We are only as strong as the support we receive from our community. Please join us by giving the gift of love, because it is so important for kids, even if it's just a smile. One of the quotes that guide my life every day is by Maya Angelou. She states, people might not remember what you said, but they remember how you made them feel. As I visited kids throughout our mentor program, the smile and the feeling is something that I remember and permeates and guides my passion to help the kids in our community. We ask that you enjoy our event tonight, that you relax, eat a good meal, socialize with friends, and meet new friends. Finally, we hope our program will touch your heart and open your mind, and that you will support our organization as we try to make a difference in our community through our scholarship initiatives and others. We are Concerned Black Men of Nacogdoches, Texas. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Good evening. We're here to recite our pledge, our CBM pledge. We are Concerned Black Men. Our motto is caring for our youth. We are black men of integrity who endeavor to exemplify the following characteristics: cultural awareness, economic independence, emotional, intellectual, physical, and spiritual strength. We pledge to develop and instill these qualities in our youth. We pledge to continue the struggles of our ancestors and be positive role models dedicated to community service. We pledge to love, teach, respect, help our youth, to leave a legacy that establishes a foundation which encourages young people to realize their true potential as future leaders. We pledge that we will promote and honor institutions dedicated to preserving our families and community. We pledge to nurture and develop our most precious resource, our youth. We are Concerned Black Men.
Good evening. A number of men established an interest group to serve our community in January of 2014. We were interested in finding an organized way to support the youth of our city. In August of 2014, this same group received a prospective status in the Organization of Concerned Black Men, Incorporated. In August of 2015, we received our 501c3 status. And in September of 2015, we were approved as a principal chapter, thus establishing the Nacogdoches chapter of Concerned Black Men. The chapter's vision is to provide guidance, support, and mentoring to the youth of Nacogdoches.
I am overwhelmed tonight by this room full of people who have come together and care about this city and care about the young people I will tell you a funny story that when I first heard about this, I was on a treadmill standing next to GW, and he started talking about this idea, and the only thing that would finally get him quiet is he ran out of air. That machine finally got him worn out, but I am so proud of the effort of the men who started this, because beginning anything is the first step. 5 men started this organization nationwide. It's an incredible thing. But the people who started this had a vision. They were willing to work. They were willing to take it as it would come. And we heard that long list of people. A good idea is easily defended, and people will come from our community, generous in their heart, generous in their giving, and will help this project along. I want to congratulate the concerned black men of Nacogdoches. It overwhelms me when I think of what can come of this. You will change lives one at a time. But some young man or some young lady will raise different kinds of children because they have been influenced by concerned black men of Nacogdoches. And their children will raise different children with character and citizenship and education. So this thing, it will change our community for sure. And as the mayor, I want to congratulate you and eager to help. But this effort can change the state, the country, the world, one kid at a time. And I want to encourage you, keep working and call on me and the city in any way we can help you. Congratulations on all that you've done.
It's a pleasure and an honor to introduce our keynote speaker. He has an extensive resume, and so I'm going to highlight some of it because it's such an extensive, impressive resume. We appreciate him being here today, several days. I have to smile with him because this morning, as I met with, ate breakfast with him out at Mr. Brooks' home, Mr. Brooks mentions, and now, Nate, when you get back, we're going to get on the mule and I'm going to let you ride around and see the place. There was a strange look on his face. And he called his wife, and she said, "Don't you get on that mule, you're not." And so he came back out, he said, "You know, I didn't bring any clothes to ride the mule." Well, Mr. Brooks took him outside and said, "This is the mule, this 4-wheel. Let me share with you a little bit about Mr. Nathaniel Pope, who's an advertising and marketing executive with over 35 years' experience in local, state, and regional levels. He has developed and implemented marketing and advertising campaigns for corporate clients such as the Washington Nationals, the National Center for Fathers, Bowie State University, the Andy Casey Foundation, Howard University Hospital, Dunkin' Donuts, Clark America, Marriott, Crestar Bank, Key Federal Savings Bank, Friends of Calvert County, Wilson Brown, Commissioner, Calvert County. He has an extensive background. As an advertising marketing executive, Mr. Pope is known for his creativity, his ability to quickly gain knowledge of a client's product or service. His advertising skills earned him the prestigious Bronze Telly Award. Mr. Pope has sensitized many corporate clients to the diverse advertising needs of minority populations. Also, he has created successful advertising campaigns for numerous political candidates, which has resulted in their campaign winnings on the local, state, and national levels. His professional experience, he's currently president of Chesapeake Wind Sail Cruises Corporation, Chesapeake, Maryland. Also public relations in Washington, D.C., and consultant. He's been a board member of the International Cooperation for Investment and Commerce in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Chairman of Chief Executive Officer of Greater Ideals Incorporated, Washington, D.C. Presentations, visiting lecture at Howard University School of Business, the University of Maryland, George Washington University, National Law Center, Bowie State University, Prince George County Community College. Presenter, advertising, marketing, prospective small business owners for Riggs National Bank Institute for Small Business. Service Corps retired executives. He has served on panelists such as National Black Media Coalition, American Marketing Association, Baltimore Marketing Association, Howard University, and Bowie State College. What's impressive is community involvement. Chairman, Concerned Black Men National Organization of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Chairman, Board of Directors, Concerned Black Men of Calvert County. Co-founder of Concerned Black Men of Calvert County. He served as past Maryland Economic Development Commission, Vice Chairman, Concerned Black Men National Organization. He has an extensive resume. And also President of Men Our Savior, a member of Parish Council, Church of Our Savior, Brooklyn Parish, Washington, D.C. Member of All Saints Regional Council representative to the Episcopal Diocese of Maryland. He has been active on advisory boards for National Youth Sports Programs, Board of Directors. He has an extensive background. I think the most important thing I've heard the last few days is that about his family. He talks about his wife, his daughter, 4 granddaughters, and the most important, he said, let me tell you about my one grandson. He's 4 years old. He's the great-grandson, his great-grandson. And so we've heard a lot about him. So will you help me welcome to the stage Mr. Nate Pope, the National Chair for Delegates Conference for Concerned Black Men from Washington, D.C. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. What a crowd, what a crowd. I'm going to take this opportunity to do something that you normally don't do, that I don't do. And I got to take a picture of this. I'm sorry. I got to take a picture of this crowd. This is, as Roger Dangerfield would say, what a crowd, what a crowd. Great picture. Just smile, everybody. Put it on our national website. Thank you very much. So I'd just like to say to our honored guests, the mayor, past mayor, awardees, Concerned Black Men of Nacogdoches, I am honored to come before you this evening. Thank you, GW, for that very warm introduction, and grateful for your hospitality from your chapter, as well as putting me up in one of the finest establishments here in Nacogdoches at the beautiful State House Bed and Breakfast. The way that the chapter has treated me, I feel as if perhaps President Obama would envy me. Only thing I didn't have was security to go with me as I visit different places. And the room that I stayed in at the estate, I'm sure that President Obama and Michelle Obama will be very happy to stay there. But it's a wonderful place. If you haven't got an opportunity to go there, you should partake in that. I also had a wonderful opportunity to visit and see the beautiful countryside as well as the wonderful town of Nacogdoches, one of the oldest town in the state of Texas. As the sign said, where Texas start, Texas begun. On yesterday and today, I met a lot of beautiful people here, just nice and warmest people. Nacogdoches remind me so much of Calvert County, Maryland, where my wife and I have resided for over the last 23 years. And being a boy originally from Bessemer, a small town in Alabama, I can appreciate the authentic warmth and hospitality shown to me since I've arrived here. So on behalf of the Board of Delegates of the Concerned Black Men National Organization, and a few of the board members are here, would you please stand? Some of the board delegates, would you please stand so the audience can see who the board members are? And yes, sir, you're a board member. You get a chance to see him? It was a quick stand over here. He thinks that because he got up and sat down, he won't get a committee assignment. I noted that. I got that. And also on behalf of our new executive director, staff, chapters, members, and of all of our mentors, I would like to just congratulate the Concerned Black Men in Nacogdoches on his first St. Valentine's Day or St. Valentine's Awards banquet. I can see that the banquet is going to become a signature event for this organization. So as you saw earlier on the video with our 5 members, I'd like to also state that Harvey Crudup, the very first founder you saw, passed away in September. He's a very nice fellow. He died at 82, and then 2 other guys died also within the last couple of years. But our 5 founders, who were Philadelphia police officers you saw earlier, sat in the basement, the backyards, and perhaps other places strategizing on how to combat the negative images of our youth portrayed by the media in Philadelphia. The African American Youth Appreciation and Recognition Awards banquet became one of those ways in which they sought to combat this negative image. So 40 years later, we're still celebrating the youth and their achievements in Philadelphia and throughout the nation through our chapters and chapter cities. And here tonight with our newest chapter, Nacogdoches, CBM of Nacogdoches now. I wanted to say that just last year at our annual meeting, March of last year, we voted them in as an official chapter. So congratulations, guys. So unfortunately, today we're still experiencing negative coverage of our youth, but fortunately for the youth and for our nation, Concerned Black Men are still focusing on helping to increase the number of African American youth who are involved in positive activities and helping to highlight their activities so that we can all see the positive outcome of their work. We're doing that here in Nacogdoches, and also in CBM chapters in Lubbock and Dallas, Texas, Los Angeles and Oakland, California, Chicago, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Prince George's County, Maryland, Calvert County, Maryland, Petersburg, Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, Johannesburg, South Carolina, and Columbia, South Carolina, just to name a few. So as we celebrate our 40th anniversary, we must always remember that our history is very important because you can never get away from where you've been. I would like to once again congratulate tonight our awardees, or those who were present, for their acknowledgement, for their accomplishments. And I would like to say that today you have added to that time and space that represents the 2 important dates in your life. As we go through life, we realize that there are 2 dates that are important to you and your loved ones. Our birth date, which is a happy date for everyone, particularly our parents, and the date you leave this earth, which is the day that is sad for our loved ones. Neither of these days you can control, but what you can control or perhaps influence is that little dash between the beginning and the ending. That dash between when you were born and when you die. That dash. A very short line that can speak volumes or nothing at all about you. If today is the beginning of the rest of your life, let's talk about some dash enhancement. Ask yourself this question. At this very moment, how does my dash represent my accomplishments, or what legacy will I leave? Ask yourself that question. We know how the awardees will, that dash represent at least a part of it, but ask yourself that question. When I think of helping someone, I am always reminded of the verses from a song by Mahalia Jackson. if I can help someone as I travel along my way, my living shall not be in vain. Did you help someone on your way or on your life, on your path of life? Did you reach back and bring someone along with you? Or did you spend the most of your time saying, well, I'm too busy with my job. I don't have the time. I'm busy caring for my beautiful house and my lovely family. I just don't have the time. Incidentally, that is a very good way to work on your me or I legacy. But I think with most people, there comes a time in life when you realize that there is no I in the word help, and there is no me in the word support. These two words should be the building blocks of your DASH enhancement program, help and support. We'll call this your DASH enhancement program, or your DEP for the people who like acronyms, your deposit, your DEP. I would love to hear that my legacy would be that I help people, in particular the youth, through coaching football for over 25 years, or how I co-founded the Concerned Black Men of Calvert County, Maryland, or led the Concerned Black Men National Organization to new heights. I would love to hear that I help people in business. I would love to hear that I help people with my thoughts, words, and deeds. Well, let me share a few stories with you. GW talked earlier about my grandkids, so I am blessed with a daughter, a son-in-law, 4 granddaughters, and 1 great-grandson. About 20 years ago, when my oldest granddaughter, I like to call my oldest 2 granddaughters my upper grands, and my 2 younger grands my lower grands. So my oldest granddaughter was 4 years old. She and her mother were stopped at a traffic signal. After sitting there a while, my granddaughter said to her mother, "Mommy, why are we sitting here at the light?" My daughter said to her, "The traffic light is broken." My granddaughter says to her, "Mommy, just tell Papa, because Papa can fix anything." Another story, I was in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, which is about 10 miles north of Calvert County, Maryland, delivering flyers to a local business to promote the Ann Nesby concert that the Concerned Black Men of Calvert County, Maryland, was promoting as a fundraiser. I met a man coming out of the barber shop, and he looked at me as if he knew me very well. I said to him, "Do I know you? Were you on my football team?" He said no, but he asked me, was I still with the group that took the boys to breakfast? I said, "Oh, the Concerned Black Men." He said, "Yes." He said, I remember 20 years ago, back then when I was 10 years old, going to the Concerned Black Men's youth breakfast outing and learning that the liquids are on the right and the solids are on the left. So that was one of the things that we taught the kids to remember. When you go out and dine, your liquids are always on your right, solids on your left. So he remembered that. And one other story I'd just like to share with you, if I can. This story that I want to share with you is going to be published in our upcoming newsletter, The Concerned Black Men. If you get it, you'll be able to see this. But I thought I'd just share this particular story with you. When I was 12, my mother signed me up for the Crossroads to Manhood Mentoring and Rites of Passage program. While I didn't remember much about the program, I remember that I had a mentor. When I think back on my time with my mentor, I remember that he was big, bald, that he took me to my first professional football game, and that he gave me a wallet for Christmas. I recall excitedly opening the wallet and wanting nothing more than to throw it when I realized that there was no money in it. I remember muttering thanks, but not caring enough to hide my disappointment at what I thought was a cheap gift. I realized that this was the day of our relationship beginning to fade. In the moments that followed, he reached out to me, and I did not meet his efforts to contact me. A few years ago, while going through some old photos, I came across a picture we took. I cannot recall my mentor's name, and I have no way of contacting him. But I like to imagine what it would be like to sit with my mentor one more time. I would buy him a beer, and I would thank him for taking time to reach out to a kid who refused to meet him halfway. Excuse me. I would thank him for introducing me to football, and I would tell him that he is the reason why I am an Oakland Raider fan to this day, and that the Tuck rule is garbage. I imagine thanking him for the wallet and apologizing for acting like he owed me something. I would let him know that his effort were not lost on me. I can imagine him laughing at the fact that it took me 20 years, but I would assure him that his example sunk in. I imagine telling him that these days I am the president of the DC chapter of Concerned Black Men, and that I am running a mentoring program with nearly 24 boys who, like 12-year-old me, didn't always know how to show appreciation. But that my hope is, also like me, one day it will sink in. Finally, I will share with him the Nelson Henderson quote that sums up what it means to be a mentor. The meaning of life is to plant trees under whom shade you do not expect to sit. This is it will be in our newsletter, but it's also, as I said before, the president of the Concerned Black Men DC, and he's also an attorney. So, you never know. Hey, I can see better. All right, sorry. So you never know what impact you can have on someone, or how you shape their life, and how you establish the path for them. But what I do know is that you can never influence lives. You can never influence minds. You can never influence hearts, and you can never influence life pathways if you don't get out and mentor, if you don't get out and teach, if you don't get involved in the community to protect the youth. I know that we all involved in the church, and that's excellent. We heard about that today. However, we need to also be involved in the community outside of the church, like the church is doing over here. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. You would be surprised to know how much knowledge you can share with the youth, or how much help and support you can provide to a youth. Think about a mentor. Think about how a mentor has influenced people like Denzel Washington with the Boys and Girls Clubs, or Michael Jordan with his coach Phil Jackson, or Mick Jagger with Tina Turner, and President Obama with Charles Ogletree and Marty Kaufman. These people benefit from people just like you, but it would not have happened if they didn't roll up their sleeve and get involved. Your involvement through help and support is critical in the development of the youth of our nation, and what an excellent way to impact your DASH improvement program. Remember, we're talking about how you're going to improve that DASH. Frederick Douglass once said, it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Research shows that the best time to impact our youth is at the age of 9 or the 3rd grade. After that point, it's all downhill. That's why it's important for you to get involved, particularly when it comes to career days at the elementary school. Keep in mind that it's never too late to impact a child's mind with positive thoughts. So having said that, now is a perfect time for you to try to impact, transform, and stimulate our youth by getting involved in volunteering and mentoring. The Concerned Black Men needs your help and support to continue the outstanding work that they are performing here with the youth. This can be one of the ways that you can improve your DASH improvement program. So sign up with the Concerned Black Men to volunteer for mentoring at the Carpenter School, Mike Michaels Middle School, or Mike Moses Middle School. Taking part in a barbershop reading or taking a kid or the children on a field trip, teaching them the proper table manners, seeing a play, a theatric play, or a ball game. We all have something to share, and I cannot think of a better way than through volunteering with the Concerned Black Men. So if you don't think that you can mentor, that you could not be a good tutor, you can mentor with kindness by chaperoning a field trip or taking a reading camp, attending a reading camp, or just by talking to a kid about life. Remember back in the day when the old man or the woman down the street would give you advice? Well, now it's your turn. There are an abundance of opportunities in which you can assist the Concerned Black Men in developing strong minds and souls. So please, get a volunteer card from one of the Concerned Black Men today so that you can start your volunteering. They all have them looking for you to sign up. In order to provide many of the activities and services that the Concerned Black Men in Nacogdoches offer to the youth, they need your financial support. And you're doing that tonight by attending, but they need your financial support to continue. February is Black History Month, an opportunity for you to make history by starting to financially support the Concerned Black Men with a historic pledge. Make your mark in history while you add to your DASH program by pledging your financial support by giving to the Concerned Black Men in Nacogdoches. You can do that monthly, you can do that quarterly, you can do it semi-annually, or you can do it yearly. These pledges will ensure the sustainability of the Concerned Black Men in Nacogdoches and the youth it will serve for the next 10 years. Please make a pledge. Get a pledge card from one of the members of the Concerned Black Men. They have them on the table in the booklet and around. Just talk to someone about doing a pledge, during Black History Month. It's very important. We do not have any idea how long we'll be here on this earth. But what we do know is the interpretation of your dash is up to us. In closing, Jesus said, "You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot hide. No one lights a lamp to put it under a bucket, but on a lampstand where it shines and lights for everyone in the house. And you, like the lamp, must shed your light amongst your fellow men so that they may see the good you do and give glory to your Father in heaven." It's Matthew the 5th, 14th to the 16th verse. Thank you. Have a good night, and please give.